Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's a great day. It's always a good day in Jesus. You know, sometimes when I get up and I get out of bed, as soon as my feet hit the floor, I just say, God, this is a day you've made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. And on the days when I have the hardest time getting out of bed, those are the days that I go right to that. I'm like, oh God, I ain't starting my day off like this. Let's start my day off right. Get myself aligned with the Word, and don't be all grumpy and grouchy because I got to get out of bed and got to go to work. But anyway, I was out in the backyard this morning taking the dogs out, and I just, I take that as just a little short private time with God, and I just think about His kingdom. I look up in the sky, and it's dark outside, and I see the stars, and it just reminds me of the very wonder of God, that the universe is still expanding at the speed of light, and everything we've tried to put up there into space is just, we're never going to find the end. We're just not. God, when He creates, man, He just creates. And then it just reminded me of a message actually it reminded me of something else, but then that reminded me of the message that I preached several years ago about God coming back for a glorious church without spot and wrinkle. And I realized, how is that going to take place? I mean, how? Lord, I'm looking around at your church and I'm thinking, good grief, man, we're in bad shape. And I don't mean that on everybody. I'm just saying, as a church, we weren't standing up for the areas we needed to. And finally, we're starting to stand up in areas and places that we need to be standing up and proclaiming the truth and righteousness, and not in an ugly fashion or a mean fashion, but just, man, we in a loving way say, look, my kids aren't gonna be going through this. You're not gonna teach our kids this stuff. You're not gonna, we're tired of this mess being on TV. We want some values and some core values, and so anyway, it just made me think about, if Jesus is coming back for a glorious church without spot or wrinkle, Lord, you're gonna have to do something. And I realized, well, He is. We're not going to be hunkered down. We're not going to be hiding in a hole somewhere. We're not going to be afraid, because the glory of God rests on His church. And the Bible says, where sin abound, does grace abound much more and more. And as the world begins to grow worse and grow farther away from God, the church is going to be, God will raise a standard against it. The Bible says, when the enemy comes in like a flood, God will raise a standard against it. And so just hang on to your faith. Don't cast away your confidence, which has great recompense and reward. Hang on to your faith. And and then what I was thinking about in the backyard was, I've been to baseball games, and the third base coach there's, come on around, go ahead, run. And then he'll tell them, stand up. So don't slide in. Why are you standing up? Because there ain't no way you're going to catch them. He gets, go in standing up with your head held high. Go in standing up, you're scoring, you win. You've won this one here right now. And I'm going to tell you, that's the way it's going to be with God's people in these end times. That there's going to be a glory hit us like we've never seen before. And actually, the truth is, it's not going to be. It already is. It's who we are. The reality is we're finding out who we are, and we're taking a stand in who Jesus created us to be. And Jesus Himself is rising up on the inside of His church. So I'm telling you right now, stand up. Go to home plate with your head held high. You don't need to slide in. We're not sneaking into home plate. Man, we're blowing the doors off of it. Anyway, God bless you and have a great day.